This is a short video to show you how you can record and play back songs using the Yamaha MDF 2. First thing we're going to do is power up. Power switch is on the back. After powering up, you can see that it displays no disc. We'll want to put a floppy disk in. After powering up the unit, I like to turn off the repeat play mode. That allows us to work with one song at a time. To do so, we hit the job button, we see repeat play, we hit the start key, file data up twice, 1, off. Then hit sequence. We're ready to begin recording. Showing the type of disc we could use. The type of disc is called a double density, not to be confused with the high density discs. This particular unit only uses double density discs. I'm going to take the disc and insert it inside of the unit. Once I put it in, we could hit the sequence button. After we've powered up the unit and turned off the repeat mode, we're ready to begin recording. We do have some files on the unit already, so we want to use the file data plus to advance through those files. We have about 3 or 4 on there. Once we come to 05, we can see that it's blank. We know that's a blank one we could use. To record is very simple. We need to hit 2 buttons. We have to hit record and hold it down as it lights up, and then press the start stop at the same time. We begin seeing the numbers running there. That means we can begin playing. When you're done playing, we'll hit the stop button. You see that the record light goes out. Now we can see next to 05 we have song 5. Hit the start key to play back what we recorded. Performance is done, the light should go out. Playing back the file, you can play it back and actually change the tempo, because the file data also works as a tempo button. Once the file starts playing back, I will hit the negative for the tempo. Or speed it up. If you wish to record over a song you know you do not want to save, you would just simply pull up that song title, as we did in the last one, 5, song 5, and just record over it by hitting the record button and the play button. Stop, and then I'll play back 5 and we'll hear that it's what we just recorded. You also have the option to rename the song instead of it just being called Song 05. To do so, we would want to push the utility button, and the first function 01 comes up as rename. To rename, we begin by hitting the start key, and we see that it's pulling up song 1. We have other files, so we need to advance this by hitting the plus to get over to song 5. There we are. The next step is to hit the cursor forward button the cursor is moved over to the S under Song. Now we use the plus minus to change our letters. So I could call this Test. T, cursor over, down to E, cursor over, up to S, cursor over, T. At this point you could either leave the number, or if you want to change the number, we would just keep advancing the cursor over and hit the negative to either clear it out totally or move over here to change the number to a number that you would like. Once done, it's important to remember to hit the flashing red start stop button. That's completing the process of renaming that song. So if we hit the sequence button now, we can see we've called it, Song 05 is now called Test, 1. Formatting a disc. Formatting a disc has two purposes. One is it conditions the disc to be used with this particular unit. Secondly, it can erase an entire disc. If you had a song with a lot of music that you want to erase it all, the easiest way is just to format it. So I'm going to take another disc here and place it inside of the disk drive. Hit the utility button. We see that it says rename. We have to advance to the format. Once we get to format, we want to hit the stop button. Format disk shows in the window. We then push the stop button. Formatting process begins. You can see the counting up. And let it do its thing until it counts all the way up to 100. Now the format is complete. We could hit the sequence button and we can see we have a blank disk. There's no data on there.